Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Shred and Soul.
I'm Shred, aka Kevin Wood.
And I'm Soul, aka Wind Hughes. We have a great show, a musical show today, which we're excited to share with you. And first I want to thank folks for their really sweet comments about last week's episode. And we got some emails of people saying they tried the 5 minute 5 steps to peace exercise, and it was really beneficial to them. So I really appreciate hearing that and knowing that what we share with you may be helpful or have some meaning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, glad to help. It helped me actually because, that's something that I think we need to check in on frequently. Come back to reality sometimes, especially in these hectic times. But today we want to talk about music. I've got some shredding videos to show you, but first we want to talk about a song that Wind and I wrote together. Wind wrote the lyrics, and I wrote the music, and I recorded it a while back. I think back in 2010 or 11, early on
maybe 10.
in our relationship. Our newly found relationship, and we lived in Taos. It's called Cautionary Tales.
Should I go through the lyrics, maybe?
Yeah, Wind wrote these lyrics, and they're awesome lyrics. But let's take them apart a little bit.
Just like presenting a script and giving you some background as to what was going on. Kevin had just moved to Taos, New Mexico, where I'd been living, and left behind his family. His kids were still there. He was, beginning in the midst of a divorce, and his musical buddies were there. His musical history was there. So when we were talking about him staying there and not going back to Seattle, we had many, many conversations. And this song is just a very simple summary of some of the conflict and angst Kevin was having, and some of the feelings I was having about whether we can go back and claim things from our past. Is it possible to go back, or is that just a safe move, going back to what you once knew? And then also leaving things in our past behind in order to go forward. So and the angst and the feelings about that. So that's what this song represents.
And in a broader sense, it's a lesson for all of us in that we have choices and we follow our choices, and there's always something, well, usually for most people, a little voice on this side, a little voice on this side. You don't know which way to go. You don't know what's your true choice and what your direction should. There's always a little ambiguity and a little bit of a question mark as far as making a huge life decision. And I remember talking to you on the phone and talking about cautionary tales, and having not so much doubts but questioning to see if you were having any sort of questioning as well. So
how many times have you changed your mind? Are you sure we're really going to do this? All those questions back and forth. I'm in if you're in. Are you in?
Yeah, and so we were talking about it off and on, and I think this song stems from a conversation we had where I wanted to make sure, and I know that I've always been prone to magical thinking, and I know you mentioned that to me, that you were as well. So I was wondering, how far does this magical thinking go? And
well, I remember you using that phrase.
When we got together, hearing you tell me you were a magical thinker gave me the green light to say, okay, well, I am too. Almost all of my decisions I make were due to some sign or some vision of an animal or some, I don't know, magical quality that pointed me in the direction.
And I think that comes through in these lyrics about what should I do? So I'll read the song through and then I'll go back and talk about what it means. So Cautionary Tales. My mind is swirling with cautionary tales and big talk theories. Man, I want the world. Remember days when we were young, your eyes reflected the songs unsung. We had our moment, lost in time, so many choices we left behind. You can't go back, you can't go back. There's no one home, the lights are out. You can't go back, you can't go back. Just look ahead. There you are in front of me, the timeless shadow we were meant to be. Here I go again, trying to erase parallel worlds with the heart's embrace. Ah, you can't go back, you can't go back. There's no one home, the lights are out. You can't go back, you can't go back. No, just look ahead. Man, I want the world. And then it repeats. I can't go back. So what these meant to me when I was writing lyrics, my mind is swirling with cautionary tales. I think that represented Kevin because he was making such a big life change. I was already in Taos. Such a big life change and leaving family and friends and life behind. And, you know, you had a lot of things in your mind saying, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I shouldn't do this. And yet your heart and your dreams were saying something else. You know, the rational versus the dreams. And you wanted the world. You wanted so much more.
I wanted more.
You wanted more.
You know, I remember thinking that, you know, this move, and it did actually, it helped me with my music career in a way that I was able to focus on it. And really, you know, that's when we put together tours. We, you know, made some studio dates. We put together some music.
Yeah, I just committed to it and revitalized it.
They were really active in that regard. And so, you know, that was something, that was part of I Want the World. So, of course, your mind is going to go, well, what if, and say, but be cautious and listen to the cautionary tales. You know, big talk theories, I think, you know, these are your words, but they ring true to me because I was there when the whole thing went down. And
well, they were also your words that I took and turned into lyrics. So it's sort of a mix of our conversations.
Yeah.
And then the next verse is, remember days when we were young, your eyes reflected the songs unsung. And I think that, for me, represents a number of our conversations about how we had met each other 20 some odd years before. And, you know, we're both married and definitely not available to pursue a relationship, but noted each other and really had this feeling inside when we saw each other, and we were young. And you think of that, you know, remember days when we were young, your eyes reflected the songs unsung. Possibilities, and some of them that you don't take in life. You know, so many dreams, people you love, and possibilities, and some of them you choose, and some of them are left behind in the past. And then I remember we would talk about that we had our moment, lost in time, that we had this connection way back that we'd lost in the 20-something years that went by between then and then when we reconnected. And, you know, so many choices left behind. And as we get older, we certainly see it that way. I think people, opportunities, songs, just so many paths that we didn't choose.
Things are unfolding in front of you at all times. And you can choose this thing or that thing or whatever else comes, you know, whatever else comes your way. And so, I don't know, it can be overwhelming in a way to have so many choices. But, you know, for me, the lyric, it speaks to that, the choices and the choices that we left behind and the reclaiming of these choices, if they can come around.
Yeah.
And so for you and me, it was a choice that came back around. And that's what gave me more of a feeling where I felt like I needed to pursue this. Not just because I want the world, but because there was some sort of deeper thing that was awaiting me in that feeling that I had that this was just the right thing to do. And of course, the cautionary tale will say, but wait a minute, you're going to lose this, 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 and this. But in reality, you gain this, 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 and this. So it's just a microcosm of life and our choices and the way we think about our choices and the way we possibly stumble, possibly make a choice that is based on something that's not true. I don't know. It's a cautionary tale.
And in the chorus, when we say, you can't go back, you can't go back, there's no one home, the lights are out. It's that sense when something closes. And I think symbolic of our lives in many ways are our homes, where we have our inner sanctum. And all of a sudden we move on, and there isn't anyone home and the lights are out. Though when you sing this, you always reverse that. There's nothing I could do to get you to sing it as I wrote it. You always say the lights are out, there's no one home.
It just makes
That's
more
your
sense
flow. Yeah.
that the lights are out, no one's home.
Yeah.
No one's home, the lights are out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It didn't
That
work
makes
for you.
no one's home, the lights are out makes me think that somebody left the light on.
No one's home, the lights are out.
Yeah. But I don't know.
Well, you
magical
sang
thinker.
it, so you sang it the way it worked for you.
I don't know. I'm also a little dyslexic.
That's true.
But that's true though. I mean, in a broader sense, you can't go back. And you think about it, you are reborn so many times. You can look back years and go, okay, yeah, I was reborn after this experience, or God, thinking about that time I was back in, a year's time. And you can say, well, there's a lot of parts of that I can relate to. But at the same time, am I the same person? And if you can truly say, no, I'm not the same person, and you can move ahead, you can move past it. If these things in the past that you have will tie you to the past and restrict your ability to move forward in the unfolding of consciousness. So you can't go back, but if you try, now the song doesn't go to that, the trying to go back and holding on to the past. It's more of a, no, you can't go back, because that's the truth. You really can't.
Except we did. And that's sort of the twist in the song. Well, let me go to the next verse, and what that means is that you can't go back. When something's gone, it's gone. But on some level, we can go back and reclaim. It's not the same as it was back then. 20-something years later, we were different people and time was different, which is why we were then able to be together. So we went back to reclaim something and brought it forward. So it's the play on those words, you can't go back. There's no one home, the lights are out. But we did on some level. So the next verse is, there you are in front of me, the timeless shadow we were meant to be. And that was that play on, here we are, but we were meant to be shadows. We were meant to just be the shadow cast behind our real life that we're in right now. And, were we chasing shadows in the sense? We were meant to be because that's what we were. And then you were struggling with that, saying, but no, here we are. And thus the next verse, which is, here I go again, trying to erase parallel worlds with the heart's embrace. You were wanting to erase another world in a sense, leave one world behind, a parallel world, and choose this other parallel world that was going on over all these years. And it was with the heart's embrace because you were following your heart. And that, I think, is where we both ended up with, when something is true and something is right. You follow that. And all those cautionary tales, which are usually of the mind and of the emotions and of fears, they fall away.
Yeah. The cautionary tales could be also something that you are relating to from a past version of yourself.
Yeah.
I think the trick overall is to break free of these things that hold you back. I mean, of course, if you have a learned experience of touching a hot stove and getting your finger burned, that's, a cautionary tale. Don't touch that stove again. But at the same time, there are things that are deeper and more esoteric. These choices that involve energies and the transmutation of these energies into a reality that you see unfolding in front of yourself as being wholesome and true to where you are right now.
So you can go back.
You can, in a
But
way.
you can't.
But you can
The
go
lights
back.
are out. There's no one home.
You can go back, but if you go back, you're not really going back.
You're not going back to what you left behind.
because
It'll-
everything
it's,
changes
It's
all the
over and the
time.
lights
Yeah.
are out.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've made a change. You've chosen a different path. And I think that we both had our paths in front of us back then. But these were all very, we had such deep conversations back then, looking at, what is destiny, what's meant to be, loss, embracing loss sometimes as part of joy. And it was just a very challenging time. So we had a lot of songs come out of that. And I really liked musically what you did with this song.
Yeah, this progression, I brought it from, actually I was playing it with All Hail the Crown. We never put any vocals to it. But Wynn's, being such a great lyric writer, she wrote these out and they just fit that song. And so it was another kind of a magical thing that happened with that song. Same with Journey, too. It's just like, it just clicked. And we wrote a few other songs, actually, that went together really easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would feel as though the music and the lyrics were written at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, so for those of you maybe who are contemplating change, you may want to listen to this song on your own and know that we can choose a different path. It means loss and change, sometimes very serious loss and change, but there is something ahead. And the magical thinking, that's basically your dreams and some deep place that guides you, that our guidance is something that's deeper than thoughts and emotions. So pay attention to it and ask for guidance. And it worked out really well for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did.
So should we
Yeah,
play Cautionary Tales?
Let's cut to the clip.
Okay.
Well, that was fun. I think, that song, it was so long ago, I was really doing a blues rock thing, but you can definitely hear the psychedelic influences of the fast shredding, and I had some great times with that band. Mike Stone played drums on that. He was my drummer in Devilhead, and then Gus McIntosh was a bass player when I lived in Taos. I met him, and he was amazing, and we just had a great time. What we did is we went into a studio in Capitol Hill, or no, Queen Anne Hill or Capitol Hill. Can't remember the exact name of the studio, but threw together some rough tracks, and I did the rest in my home studio, layering all those guitars, and then I did the vocals, which I still feel a little bit shy about.
But it had to be you, because it's your story. Just like Journey.
Uh-huh.
You were questioning whether you should do the vocals on Journey. And if you haven't heard Journey, we have that one of our previous episodes.
Yeah.
But you had to do that one too, because it was your song.
Right. And so I guess it fits that way. I'm just a little self-conscious about my vocals.
I like it on that.
Yeah, that's all that counts.
And I really like in the chorus when you say, when you're playing I Can't Go Back, it's very directive and strong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
so
it's that's the thing with these lyrics. I mean, they're heartfelt and they're real life, and it's my experience. So I guess singing it is probably the right thing to do. I don't know. I've got actually another song in the works with some lyrics that I found that you gave me tons of lyrics, and
I know we haven't done anything with a lot of them.
It's been a long time. I've been writing mostly instrumentals lately, but I've got a new one in the works that is some of your lyrics. And so
which ones?
It's called The Cloak.
But which ones? Which lyrics?
It's called The Cloak, and I can't remember the lyrics off the top of my head, but I'm working on it right now. And
yay!
You wrote it in response to Rico, when Rico was in the band.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Rico, he played rhythm guitar and sang, and
he was amazing talent.
He was amazing, and sadly he's passed away. But yeah, what a shredder, and what an amazing talent that kid was. And but at any rate, I think that we've got a good team going on here. You and me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, know the song? Remember the Vampire?
Yeah.
Song? That's one I really want to do with you.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to work on the music for that and actually do that. That's a good song.
Yeah.
Didn't we write that after Johnny Wood, who was in the band, had his truck broken into, and there was some violence that happened on the street right by the club?
Yeah, we were.
It was
playing
dark and eerie.
In Albuquerque, we were playing a show, and there was some violence out front, and
it was scary.
There's actually a YouTube video of that. The guy who was running the door, we found out he wasn't going to pay us, and there was some contract dispute. And at any rate, he turned off the sound while we were on stage, and ended up doing quite a breakdown of gear, and
it was anarchy.
It was anarchy. It was a great show, actually. We were just nailing it. We had a great band there in Taos. Mm-hmm. Mark Barlos was playing bass that night for us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What other words of wisdom?
Follow your dreams. And when you follow them, keep following them and just stick with it, I think, life changes can be dramatic. There can be a lot of things that will hold you back, and a lot of things that can keep you in one place. But sometimes a little bit of courage, or a lot of courage, can really kind of pay off in ways that you had never imagined.
Well, it's like this podcast. This is something that you could call the magical thinking. It's just something we thought of doing, and wouldn't it be nice if we could do more of that and create together and do a podcast and not work our day jobs as much? And so, please subscribe, because your algorithm will bring us the support we need to do more of this, write more music, and actually to share it with you, because that's the fun, hanging out with you and sharing what we're doing. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. It's free. All it means is that you're going to get a little nudge, a little notification that says, hey, new episode's up, or a post.
You know, you could turn your notifications off if that bothers you.
That's true, you
And
can.
you can still be a subscriber. And that's what I do with most of the YouTube channels I follow.
Yeah, so it doesn't mean much, but it means a lot to us, and we really appreciate your support. And, you know, we'd really like to dive into a lot more and do more of these songs, which requires time and energy and not doing so much of the other things we're doing.
It does take a little bit of a financial investment as well. You know, studio time, good sounding stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a pretty good setup in my office for recording. And
you do, your little studio is really sweet.
Yeah, but as far as getting drums and good vocal sounds.
A good mix.
Yeah, you know, it takes a little bit of professional help sometimes.
Yeah, and we have to finish our project for our Shred and Bowl with more of that coming up. So we have so much we want to do. We're asking for your support and your encouragement.
And we're only doing this once a week.
We only do it once a week. I post periodically. I'd like to do more. We'd even love to do this more than once a week. Do more music, do more of some of the other things. So there you go. That's our Cautionary Tale episode. We hope you liked it and love your feedback, and maybe you can tell us what those lyrics mean for you, because music, art, any form like that is a subjective thing. I may have had what it meant for me and for us, but those deeper meanings might speak to you in another way, and I would love to know, wouldn't you? What it means to someone else.
What are your experiences, you know, and if you want to share them, you know, send us an email or message us on that YouTube thing.
shredandsoul@gmail.com. Right?
Yeah.
And we're on X. You can see the link on our profile in the descriptions to X. You can catch us there.
Formerly Twitter.
Yeah.
That's old news.
It's old news.
You know, it's
they
funny
still say
because
it, though.
I still have my old Twitter app.
And it doesn't say X on it?
No. And it still works fine. I don't use it all that much, but
mine has an X on it now.
Yeah, because you've got the new version or something.
I'm more contemporary and current.
Yeah, but I like to collect antiques.
There's a lot of things you could say about that. You're just an old dinosaur.
Yeah, I don't like change.
But
I want excitement,
you don't
but I don't like
change. And yet you have made such radical change. Isn't that something?
I know.
Yeah, thus this song, it really pushed you to your edges.
There. You know, if a guy like me can make a change, who doesn't like change,
yeah,
so can you.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Yeah, we're there to support you. Okay, until we see you again, this was fun, and catch you later.